join us back down at Sandhurst for our summer social. We've got 72 hours and there's 16 of us on. The weed this year is really bad and it's up to the surface in most areas.
You know, you just want to land these fish. You don't get many bites in here. And
you could see that it was a big fish, massive shoulders. And then, yeah, we scooped it up.
Kids in there.
and they say, why we go fishing?
Yeah, I was going to say.
That is.
Team DSD are back down at Sandhurst for their annual social. It's the third time back at the lake, and with some scores to settle, everyone was raring to go. After a quick catch up, attention soon turned to the lake, and with everyone eyeing up certain spots, knowing the dreaded jaw was just round the corner, all that was left to do was the obligatory lap of the lake.
He stands next to it like that and just spins it round.
Second one.
Oh, Alex.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh, no. Pressure now.
Yeah, it is. Come on, we need to hear it. Oh, do it really quietly. Quite one, yeah, 31.
31.
Fudge.
How before that you said 3 as well, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
I don't even know, I didn't even look.
We've got 30 seconds in the rules.
I'll go 27 on the island.
You're going on the island?
Yeah.
What's that, left hand or right?
Just like it was on.
Left hand island. Go.
8.
Where's he gone?
8.
He's already gone.
Kill that for us, please, mate.
Big Burge.
Big Burge.
Remember to put my name in there. Go on, mate. Number 9. Alright, lovely.
Hey, you got friends, mate.
Yeah.
Got friends.
I mean, there's hardly anyone else.
We know who it is.
By the looks of it, mate, I mean, you've got a big area to choose from.
Right guys, listen up. If you haven't already, make sure that you've dipped slings, mats, waders as well, and your nets. If you want to move, there is option to move, but if you're going in next to someone, make sure that you're not going to be cutting them off. You have to go and speak to them first. We have got the boat here because the weed's well up this year. There are rules for the boat. I'm going to take a screenshot and add it into the group so that everyone's aware. You've all read the rules for the fishery, so let's go enjoy it and have a few fish, boys.
Go, boys.
With the jaw done, it was time to get the cars unloaded and the barrows round to the swims.
Well, I pulled out second in the draw, which is not normal for me. Chose to go in the left-hand side of the island swim. I was talking to the bailiff when we got here, and he said that from here down to the parts we've been doing fish. Yeah, I thought I'd jump in here and see what happens.
You join us back down at Sandhurst for our summer social. We've got 72 hours and there's 16 of us on. As you saw from the draw, the majority of us were happy with where we ended up. There was a lot of fish cruising up the top end when we first done our walk around, and on our 2 previous visits, not many people have chosen to fish that end of the lake, whereas this time it's stacked out up there. I'm hoping that will push the fish down this end into the weedy area where a few of us have decided to fish. The weed this year is really bad. It's up to the surface in most areas at this end of the lake. I know a couple of the lads have really struggled to find spots to fish. With Ryan, I think he's had to rake a couple of spots just to be able to. There's been a lot of fish cruising. There's a few boshers, the fish are active and they're on the move. So we're hopeful for a fish this evening once it's cooled down a little bit and they get their heads down. If not, definitely in the morning I would imagine we'll have a fish in the net somewhere around the lake. Someone get on the net, I'm going to try and bring it between the other rods. Cheers, Birch.
Yes, skis.
He ain't off. Take that. So first one of the social. This lovely dark mirror going 28.5. Had this fishing at 20 wraps. Little 12mm pop up on a hinge stiff. On new test hooks. Doing the trick again. Let's get her back and see what else the evening can bring.
There were no further fish through the night, but in the morning we were greeted to a truly epic sunrise, and as the lake started to come alive, so did the fish, with Matty landing the second fish of the session early doors.
Yeah, 25 on the nose, mate. So, first lot this morning, had this about half hour ago. 25 pound on the nose, very welcome. Bit of a battle in the weed, but right hand margin rod shot off. Multi-rig, size 4 choddy, 25 pound stealth, medium. Happy days.
Just having a quick look at number 14 and 16 last night. A load of fish showing out in front of this peg. This morning and even last night into the evening, spoke to the bailiff. There's a lot of water up here that's uncovered as well, so I'm going to have a move into it most probably and hopefully the next couple.
Right, where do I start? What a crazy morning. So, sat in a bivvy, middle rod, bobbin lifted, looked out, no coots, kept going, struck into it, and it was on for maybe 10 seconds and then literally pinged the line. There's a few mussels out in front of me, so I can only assume it was in there. Anyway, regrouped, back out on the spot. I was chatting to John in the swim, and the right hand rod's away, bent round, and we've got a absolute mint scaly banger. Only small, but who cares? It was first fish in the net, so chuffed to get that one back on the spot, and we were just doing the photos and bleep on the left rod, come back in the swim, and the left hand rod's bent round.
Oh.
Go on, keep going, keep going. Yep, she's in. Come on! Come on! Woo! Oh, bloody heart rate monitor. Oh. And they say why we go fishing.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That is. And we've just had a cracking fight with what looks like to be a mid 20 common, so absolutely beautiful fish. So yeah, buzzing, 2 fish ready to photograph, and yeah, buzzing, cracking. Check that out. What an absolute banger. Real grey mouth on it. Beautiful scales. Yeah, buzzing with this one. And we've got a big one in the net to show you next, which beautiful common. Slip this one back.
$28.4. Yeah, $28.4. Bang.
Happy
Lovely.
days.
Perfect.
Cracking. Well, what can you say? An absolute pearler. Best common I've ever caught. 28, just over 28 pound. Chestnut colours. Solid PVA bag. Happy days. Absolutely buzzing with that one. Let's have a look at the other side. The other side. Equally as impressive. I'm struggling to hold it up, so I'm going to get it back. Happy days. Thank you very much.
The lake had all of a sudden burst into action. Just after Chris slipped his 2 back, Ryan and Little Pipes was away. Fishing into thick weed, the fish had managed to completely bury itself. So, would Ryan be able to land it? After a bit of teamwork, Ryan managed to coax it into the net. It just goes to show it's all about patience when it comes to fishing in the weed.
First fish from the DSD Social. Me and Alex were standing there watching a few fish cruising around, and then this one's head away, hoping for a few more as the sun is up and the bay's looking prime.
So we're midway through the afternoon on the second day, and it's been a good one, to be fair. Matty started it off this morning at first light with that cracking 25 mirror. As the sun come up and it started warming up, the fish seemed to travel up to the end of the lake where they were yesterday on the walk around. Put them back in Chris's area. Unfortunately, he had a take and got cut off. Shortly after that, he ended up having a double take. A lovely little scaly and an upper 20 common. he's over the moon with them, so yeah, fair play. While he was doing the photos with Jack, Ryan's rod went off in the little pipes and he's ended up with a mid-dub mirror, banging looking fish. So well done to you, mate. You had to persevere with that one, that weeded you up. We're all going to go up and have a barbecue now, fill ourselves up. I'm sure the lads will be back in their swim shortly, putting a bit of bait in, getting their rigs prepped for tonight, and hopefully we'll have a big one for you.
Bring utensils.
Yeah.
Not a knife and fork.
Take it to the outback.
Not that one.
I'll go with that. So I had a 16-pound scaly this morning, then I baited up with about 2 kilo of just solid boilie, no chops, nothing, just whole boilie. Thought it'd be a bit different to what everyone else is fishing on the lake. We went and had a lovely barbecue, no lines in the water for a few hours, so yeah, perfect opportunity for the fish to get into my little small bay. It's very weedy at the minute, so my right hand rod and my middle rod are fishing in 2 very little holes in the little small holes in the weed. So yeah, baited them up with boilie, got the rods back out at about 5 o'clock, and then had a take at 6 o'clock. Could see the fish pretty much straight away was going to be going through one of the biggest weed beds, so walked to the front of the swim, held the rod up high, and the fish played ball. We got it under the rod tip and it was plodding around. I could see that it was a big fish, massive shoulders on it. And then yeah, we scooped it up. 38.8, what a result.
Bought this lovely little beautiful mirror this morning, jet black. Had a double take, lost the other one unfortunately. Had this little beauty on the size 4 wide gape SP, Ronnie style on the Stealth hook link. Happy days, hopefully a few more to come, plenty more showing in the bay.
So yeah, first fish of the session. It's been a long time coming. Fishing a Ronnie rig, 20 wraps, single hook bait, caught the spods of boilie over the top. It's done the business. Yeah, absolutely made up with this one. First fish out of Sandhurst, so yeah, absolutely buzzing.
It's been a tough day today, probably one of the toughest days on any DSD social so far. It started off well though, with Sam having that double take at first light. Unfortunately he lost one of those, but the one he did have was a lovely mid-dub scaly. Shortly after that, Fudge on the left hand side of the islands, he unfortunately lost one in the weed as well. I think he got it in the majority of the way and then just reeled in a ball of weed. The weed has been savage this year. Mid-morning, Scott managed to land a lovely 23-pound mirror. He's over the moon with that. So fair play, Scott, well done mate, persevered down that end. And then after that it was just complete carnage for a lot of us. Berger next door to me, unfortunately he ended up having a take and then getting caught up on his right hand rods. That rod then dragged into the weed and he just couldn't get the fish in. Myself and Jack jumped on the boat. We got halfway out to it, and unfortunately the fish just spat the hook. Not long after that, my swim was absolute carnage, to be fair. It's probably the worst hours angling I've ever had in my life. Middle rod went off, had that on for a minute or so. Unfortunately, got done in the weed. Like every other story so far, it's been about the weed. Tried getting that rig back out, dragged in the left hand rod when I was doing so. While I was sorting out that mess, my right hand rod went off. Again, got done in the weeds. So I ended up with 2 lost fish. And not long after that, unfortunately, Jimbo in the centre of bailiffs, he ended up losing one as well. So at the moment, we are 8-all against the carp. I'm hoping that will change this evening and we can have another few fish on the bank. On the plus side, we found out that Ryan, the 38.5 he had last night, was a fish known as pinhead. It came out on our social 2 years ago. It's slightly down in weight, but nonetheless, it's still a great capture to have. So we're going into the evening, final evening. We're hoping that tonight will bring at least another bite, and then maybe 1 or 2 in the morning.
Straight right, trying to get that weed on surface.
Yeah.
That's right, he's at the top right here. I think it is, you know. It's a tench. What I saw the door sorted, I thought hang about. Jim, might want to come. Might want to go right hand side of the swim, mate. My rods are going to the left.
Oh,
Yeah. Yes! 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 Come on, boy! Get in there! Get in there!
Done it, mate.
Done it, mate!
Well done, mate.
Sweet as, mate.
Yeah, it's
What a day! 22.6. Yeah. After the 3rd attempt coming to Sandhurst, finally got one at 22.6. Yeah, absolutely buzzing. Yeah, fingers crossed we nicked one more for the last night, but I'm just happy to nick this one. So yeah, decent.
It seems all the fish had moved out in front of the island. This time it was Harry who was away, but as most of the fish had done already, it had gone solid in the weed. Slowly keeping it moving, all of a sudden a big ball of weed appeared, but was there a fish amongst it? As it got closer to the net, it was still impossible to tell. This is where you need friends that will go the extra mile. Sam jumping in to make sure if there was a fish, it was going in the net.
So just hooked this one on a solid bag, took me straight into a weed bed. Was on for about 15-20 minutes, solid weed all the way through. Finally got it in the net, going 19.7, that's the one. Lovely jubbly.
superb, Mr. Harry. Superb.
So just packed up, got to shoot off tonight. The rest of the guys are on till tomorrow morning. Had a fantastic social with the DSD team, managed 2 fish and lost 1. An absolute banging common and a small scaly mirror. Great place, Sandhurst. Only my second time here, but yeah, buzzing to just get those two, and got to get on the road now. Hope the boys get a few more tonight. Until next time.
First time visiting Sandhurst. Trip couldn't have gone any better. Brilliant social with the lads. Absolutely made up with the fish I had at £38, which was later confirmed to be pinhead. Bit down in weight. The lake is very weedy at the minute, but we've managed to overcome it between us, and there's been a nice few fish caught. Big thanks to Dan and all the guys with DSD of making a good couple of days go so well.
Managed to nick this banging dark mirror, going 23.4 on the final morning. Weeded me up for a good hour, had to put the rod down on the rest. It managed to free itself, and then managed to get it back through the weed and got it in. I think it's going to be the one that ends my session, and probably the session overall, to be fair. So it's a good note to end on. Time to get home, have a shower, and move house. New beginnings, and a great start to today.
Sake. Beat it, mate. That's that, isn't it?
Not much you can do about it.
So that brings to a close our summer Sandhurst social, although you wouldn't think it with this weather. In true DSD style, the heavens have opened and everyone's going home drenched. I managed to redeem yesterday's losses with a fish early this morning, although he tried his hardest to get off. It was in the weed for over an hour. Unfortunately, just after that, Sam lost one while he was packing down. It's been a tough session. The weed has cost us all of our fish that we've lost. So 9 in total. We've managed to land 11, so that's 20 bites. Knowing what we knew at the beginning of the session, we would have taken that. We were told it was fishing a little bit tough and a little bit slow due to the weed. We're going to be back down next year for 4 nights, so we'll try again then. I hope you enjoyed the watch. Take care and see you soon.